Alright, so I guess we're gonna show you this tablet versus this Cintiq. So this is the size of it. It's really light, super thin. It's pretty sweet. Let me see if this is full brightness. Nope, there it is. The screen was dimmed. So the screen is actually very nice. Here's some comparisons for you guys. It's a lot brighter. You can see that that is supposed to be white and it's just dull pink gray. And I've used 3 Cintiqs at the studio and they all have a pink hue to them, so I think that's common. The reds on the Cintiq are more powerful. I mean, that's one of the things you will have because it has a pink tint. It does give you better red range. Here's just a baby picture. We changed the calibration on this a little bit. It was too desaturated by default, but you can see it's got more tonal contrast. This is still pushing better pinks, but it's tilting the whole picture of that as well, which is bad. So overall, this is a more neutral calibration for sure. Hey, can you just hit that switch, dude? So the one thing about this is the Cintiq actually is pretty unworkable in daytime conditions because it gets a lot of glare. Like you can see, the glare gets diffused and you cannot see anything in it. So during daytime, I can hardly paint on it. This, while it has really strong reflections, actually transmits the light through the screen, so you have no problem seeing the image. Let me pull up like an image here. So you can see nothing here. All the shadows disappear, and here you can still see pretty much everything the way you could before. And that's the biggest advantage of the screen. Now I'm going to show you what it's like to draw in Photoshop on it. And yeah, you can see the touch is like not, it's almost as if it turns off sometimes because it's responsive when you continue using it, but if you pause for a while, every now and then it doesn't detect you hitting it. It's definitely much more precise to use with a pen. So here's drawing in Photoshop. Let me get a pressure sensitive brush. It's pretty nice. I've calibrated it a little bit, and you can really, I cannot tell much of a difference between the pressure sensitivity levels. It's quite responsive. It's even more responsive in Sketchbook Pro, which I can show in a second. This is what it looks like on the Cintiq. Same brush. I have a very different sensitivity set on it because since I can lean against the Cintiq, I feel more confident pressing as hard as I can on it. Let me switch the opacity back up. So yeah, but there's, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It's really not that different. People ask me if the screen works worse or better as far as the precision of the cursor. I think they're about the same. If you look at the pen cursor here, it's going to start shifting comparing to the pen. I don't know if you guys can see that around the edges. And you know, people seem to think that Cintiq is somehow better than all the other things. It's not. It has the same problem as the rest of the computers out there. So this has the same thing going on. Around the very edge, the shift of the cursor relative to the pen increases. But it's only about that far. In here, it's pretty spot on and pretty nice. So that's pretty much about it. Again, here's the size comparison, the screen comparison. They're both in full brightness, and you can look at that. That is not white at all. That's much more white. So that's it.